special shout out to all of the fathers today. Um, Today I reflected back on, you know, what it is to be a father, my experience in being a father. Quite a few things came to mind. Again, I just want to send a big shout out to the fathers, the real fathers, the ones that are aspiring to be better fathers, uh, and so on and so forth. Hey guys, this is for show, Making Life Plain. Um, I had a very special Father's Day gift today. It was special for a lot of reasons, and I'm thankful today to God because I realized something today. I got a call, video call from my cousin. He's currently in Texas, but everybody that was on the call, the video call, we're all scattered out: Arizona, North Carolina, Atlanta, Chicago, Texas, Indiana. We're all over, and it was just wonderful to see because we've had a lot of people pass in the family the last few years, you know, and it's been really kind of hard, one funeral after another. But we're still thankful to God, and I watched all of them. All of them are fathers. Everybody that was on that call were fathers, and basically, the only reason why I didn't record it is because I got caught off guard with it. I would have recorded that, but basically, we reminded each other of from growing up when we were little to when we became fathers, everything that was instilled in us growing up as men. Uh, it was surprising how much everybody remembered and how it was a real heartfelt Happy Father's Day coming from these guys. I grew up with them. All of us are family, cousins, things of that nature. But we had a wonderful childhood, and we we don't have any complaints. We thank God for the influence, the adult influence that we had in our lives. Um, and it made me remember something. I remember when my son was 17. I have a son and a daughter, and I have 8 grandchildren. I'll be 54 this October, 2026. And I remember my son telling me, I know what I want, to be when I grow up. I know what I want to do, Dad. And I asked him, I said, well, what is that? I'm expecting to say anything other than what it is he said. But he said, Dad, I want to be a DJ. He said, I don't want to just be a DJ. I want to be a good DJ, and I need some equipment. So I think that was about that Sunday or Monday that he had ran that by me. And I told him, I said, well, this weekend, we're going to see what we can go and do about that. Now, at the time, I was very blessed. I was very blessed. I made about 225 a year, and the kids were very blessed. Uh, I always told my kids the truth, and I showed them statistically what could happen if they decided to do things. Because kids always do things, but when they're not in the presence of their parents or some other figure. So I had a very good relationship with my kids. So we went that Saturday, and I didn't buy everything brand new. I just remember we had a great day that day, and when I got home, I ended up spending $6,000, a little over $6,000 that day. My son immediately went to work. Instead of trying to promote through flyers and all of that, he went to work for a company that handled, uh, you know, up and coming entrepreneurs that wanted to be DJs. He immediately started making more money than I was bringing home, and he has been doing that ever since then. My son is 35. My daughter, she married a special forces uh, person, and basically she takes care of the children. They are spoiled rotten, and she doesn't have anything to worry about. She's basically going to school and working just so she won't be bored. But my, I'm saying all that to say, I love their relationships with their children. My grandchildren are very happy, and just for another day, I don't pay attention to days in particular. Let them get me depressed or anything like that. Not even things like my birthday. But today it made me really think, and it was the things that we discussed. We basically discussed everything it is that we had learned. You know, uh, questions like, if I could give you $100 million right now, or let you go back in time with everything it is you know now, which would you pick? Well, I'm like Solomon. I would pick to go back in time. I would pick to go back in time. Just like Solomon picked wisdom, he knew that money wouldn't be a problem. You know, if you have wisdom. So that gave me a great idea. I said to myself, okay, what are you guys doing Sunday evenings? Because the Bible says it's good for brethren to dwell together in unity. And I got so much out of that conversation, and still to this day, you constantly learn something. When it comes to family and stuff like that. It's just weird how you can find yourself in those conversations where you're going, I never knew that, for real. You know, one of the things I like about social media is you're able to keep up with your family and friends, associates, ex co-workers, choir members, stuff like that, choir members. Um, I just think it's just a wonderful thing, and I just feel blessed today. I hope you feel the same. And when it comes to learning from growing to be a man, one thing all of us agreed about on that phone call um, is we should take the things it is that we learn, and we should implement those things over into our lives. But all of us agreed. It doesn't matter what people argue over. Okay, as a man, as a father, you know what works and what doesn't. But when you get my age, you pretty much know what your ups and downs are, your pros and your cons about yourself in particular. And these things are, I consider, part of mastery, because mastery is just always learning. Mastery is always learning. We get to a certain point in our lives to where we think we have it. Been there, done that. But as we grow older, times change as well. We have different technologies than my father or his father had. So we have to constantly keep an open ear to learning. And I learned a lot on that phone call, on that that live video call. I will be recording those every chance it is that I get from now on, because I'm so proud of them. Society talks down about a lot of men and especially sometimes black men. But what I seen on that call, that video call, it just warmed my heart. But I'm single now, but I I would have liked to have had like a dinner or something like that, in celebration. But all of my kids and grandchildren are in Texas, so I can only basically speak to them through Zoom, etc. Because I wasn't in a position to. Uh, I wasn't in a position to go down there on this Father's Day. But I thank God anyway. Thank God that they're safe. I spent a lot of money trying to get this particular channel up and running. Um, and, it's going to be all right, because I know that the return is more than likely going to be great. Um, a man is put on earth. I guess the foundation is found in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, the whole duty of man. And the things it is that God gave us protocol over, being head, doesn't always mean that, let me say it right. It doesn't mean that a man is better than anyone that's in the house, or that he should just rule over them, or this and other. In actuality, what head means biblically is it's the hot seat when it comes to God and how you treat your family, et cetera, et cetera. So we're supposed to, again, be submissive to our wives as well by getting up and going to work or from back in the day going hunting to this day and time going to work and being responsible enough to bring that money home and let it be about our families instead of, thinking of ourselves all the time. And the gratification it is that we get from that, we don't get all the time. And most of us don't get a thank you until we're laying in a casket somewhere. And that's a crying shame, because every father that I spoke to that's just my associates here in Jackson, Mississippi, I call them, how's your Father's Day going? Oh, what you doing? Nothing. None of those guys got a dinner or little get together or just something family wise, take him to his best, his favorite restaurant. None of those guys got any of that. And I want you to think about something. I want you to think about something and think, if it's not for you as an adult, just think about what you show your children when nothing happens on Father's Day. What are you showing your children? Fathers are expected to get up tomorrow and go to work and keep doing everything it is that they do. I'm talking about the fathers, the husbands, the real men that are trying to take care of their family. What do we show society and our children when we don't do anything for the father? But the father's been taught, you got to do this, you got to do that. And there's some men out there, regardless to how society speaks about men. I know some very good men. Family men, men that are very heavy in the church, into their communities. Yesterday, on the 20th, yesterday was Saturday, we showed up at the VA early. All of us hand out, food. It must have been 500 cars out there. And it just felt great to be able to be part of something that's going to help somebody, nourish themselves. I thank God for that. Everything it is that we, everything it is that we learn that is beneficial to us. We should take that and put that over into that Rolodex, as I say. Put that feather in your cap. But the thing I thought about mostly today is my childhood, growing into a man, and then having children after that. I didn't do the best, but I was there. I was a young father. I had my first child when I was 18. But I just thought about the children today and what society is going through right now. Seems like everybody mad at something. But the man, the one, I want you to think about it, just food for thought. If you don't care, if you don't, care to ponder it in any way, just think about something. Okay. The men who want to take care of a household, have purpose in his life, taking care of a household, those men should be cherished the same way we would cherish a virtuous woman. And I think we need to do better with that, because men are simple. We are simple. You can come and put a cupcake with a candle over it or a sandwich over and kiss us on the forehead, and we are satisfied. Somebody say, yeah. Hold your hand up. Everybody. I ain't by myself. It don't take much for men. We are simple. But we want to be loved as well. We want to be respected as well. We want to be confided in as well. So I want to leave you with that. And this channel is sponsored by God. Okay. Starting out fresh. Make It Life Plain sponsor is God. Okay. So you know what that means. But I asked you, I asked you to help. I think I fixed the thing with the subscribe buttons. For some reason, I was having some issues with that. But I think that's fixed now. And if you guys see fit to give anything, even if it's just a suggestion, that's just as good as $1. It really is. So, I mean, it'll help to build and help me to put stuff on that people want to listen to, they want to debate over, or, they just want to update themselves on basically what's going on in the world, from different perspectives. Give people, a chance to give their opinions respectfully. This is a respectable channel. You won't see people cussing each other out or fighting on this channel, because within the next couple of episodes, I'm going to have guests on, and they're just going to be regular, everyday people. I know some famous people, but, it takes time for all of that. But I just want to leave you with that, and I want to say stay blessed by keeping your mind where it's supposed to be, because life is a distraction, and if you let it, LL Cool J said something one time that I found very interesting. He said, you're supposed to know where you're going before you go out that door. Because if you don't, you'll end up anywhere. Making Life Plain. See you guys soon.